Hi, I'm Pastor Bill Vigio of Meat of the Word Ministries, and once again I'm doing a series as a result of this terrible tragedy that took place in Newtown, Connecticut at that elementary school. And raises many questions. And again, I want to deal with how can a person get to that place that they can do such evil things, such heinous crimes. And again, we want to go beyond just the explanations of the secular world, or the idea that it's just some mental health issue. And the reason being is that they don't have a solution. All they want to do is either offer them some kind of counsel from man's wisdom, or the worst case, give them drugs and medicate them, or take guns away from society the best that they can. None of those things are going to work. For us to really be successful in helping people out, we're going to need to understand who we're fighting against. Where is the conflict? Where is the battle? And the Apostle Paul told us in Ephesians chapter 6 that we were to put on the whole counsel of God. Put on the whole armor of God. And he goes on to talk about why. And he says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness in high places." Four categories of demon influences, demon powers, demon entities, demon aliens, if you want to use that word. But the key here is understanding that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Most people are going to take out this terrible, take it in their own heart to say this was such an evil man, such an evil person, and want to throw him away. And anybody that does wrong, they just want to throw him away. And that's one of the reasons why Jesus advised us not to judge other people. He didn't command us judge not. He advised us not to judge, so that we would not be judged. Well, the key here is not looking at this young man that did what he did as the person himself. And when I say that, I don't mean in any way for him to be able to shrug responsibility. He today, without question, is burning in hell. There is a hell, and he is burning in hell. I am sure he did not seem to have repented before he put that bullet in his head. He was out of control. He was demon possessed. He was filled with unclean spirits. The worst had taken place in his life. Jesus said, when an unclean spirit is cast out of a person, he walks about through dry places, seeking whom he might inhabit it and have it again. And then later on, he says, let me go back to the place that I was there. And if he finds it empty, swept, and garnished, that is, you didn't put anything back into your soul, or you continued to just be empty and allowed your imagination to be out of control. And that's an important thing. When the human being or the person is, let me say it this way, when left to ourselves without any checks or balances or disciplines of the soul, generally speaking, people, when they're left in that condition, will act out what they see in their imagination. And so the Apostle Paul explained to us, we don't wrestle against the person. It's not the person. It is the influences, the spiritual, unseen, unclean demon spirits that we are wrestling against. And so that spirit will come back in. And Jesus told us when he gets in, if he enters in, he will come in with 7 times worse. And the last state of that man will be is worse than the first. Now, think about how Jesus dealt with people that were like that. There's one person that we know of that was filled with 7 demon spirits, and that was Mary Magdalene, probably Jesus' closest disciple, and a woman. He didn't throw her away. He didn't cast her aside, but he cast out those unclean spirits. She was the worst of the worst in her generation. Think of all the filth that must have gone through her being, her body and her mind, her soul, her heart. And Jesus didn't go over there and throw her away. He had a solution for her. He helped her. And she became the great disciple, Mary Magdalene, the very first preacher of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And so try to understand spiritual things. Grow up out of just the secular carnal mindset. Learn from God. Learn his ways. Learn his thoughts. And cast down every imagination and thought that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. The Word of God brings to you the knowledge of God. You have a good day.